How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Just Spike It Radio, episode 2, featuring David Velez.
What's up, guys?
Hell yeah. Welcome, bro. Welcome to the show. I understand that you just shot your first episode of Beyond the Wall. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
It's an honor to be one of the first episode of that show.
Hell yeah. I had a good time with you on that show right there. Can't wait for it to be out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all the plugs, Pandora, you name it, iTunes. It's going to be there. Can't wait. So tell me, David, so there were some things we were talking about behind the scenes the last episode, the last show. You told me you met Eugene Lau, one of my little brothers in handball, huh?
I did, actually. The first time I met him was in a small ball tournament at Indoors at Zariga. So I was hired to be a paid ref in that tournament. And one of the first games actually ref was Eugene Lau's game. I remember he played with Tiger, but I don't remember who they played against. So I thought, but I know the fact that the team that they play against were a harder team because the experience. So I thought it'd be one of those blowout games because they're unknowns.
Right.
But also you can't sleep on certain people because
Never.
you never know, right? So Eugene didn't seem like a type that played, but that man could ball. But I remember things were going okay. They're going back and forth, even though the team had like a good amount of lead. But there were some calls were against his favor, and I could see his reaction. Like he was not happy with it. It looked like he was a little upset with that call, and he probably swallowed some bitter pills. But then some calls were made, and the calls were still against his favor. And he's getting mad. I could see in his face. And I'm thinking, like, oh, no. Like, I don't know. I think this guy want to press me. I could tell by his face. So before him, I had these past about people trying to try me because I'm a nice person.
Like getting rough for you?
Like people get rough for me mentally, physically. Like, it was bad. So when I saw his reaction, I thought about those moments. I'm like, yo, I can't have that again. But this person is different. Eugene's a big dude.
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest Asian I've ever seen so far in the handball world, right?
The Yao Ming of handball, right?
The Yao Ming of handball, right?
Yo.
I'll never forget it. So I had these players behind me that watched this game that also see his reaction as well. And they looked at me like, David, you in trouble. Because, if this guy loses his game, he's coming for your head.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a reaction. And I can hear my friends just hyping up and trying to make me nervous because that's a big dude. And I'm like, I wasn't afraid of anything like that, but I was prepared in case anything happens. But also, I was very alert. And I could see his face. He's like, oh, he's like grr every time. Like, he's like, he was having some little Incredible Hulk moments, right? I already thought that this guy was about to grab a small ball and break it with his bare hands. That's what I'm thinking. And next thing you know, they're getting blown out. They're not happy with the calls. And he's just making a big scene like, yo, come on, are you serious, man? Yo, he moved. But the rules of big blue and small ball was that the rules are different. So at the time, it was my first time learning about these rules. So I had my little habits. There were some calls I made wrong because I didn't know. Mm-hmm. But also, most of them were similar to Big Blue.
Right.
So, But still, regardless whether I made an error or not, I still got to be stern with the players. I still stand by my call. And it is what it is. There's
Who were the side refs? Like, who were the line refs helping you?
I don't remember, actually. But there were some calls that, the ball was out or the guy made a movement. So they asked for these appeals. And there'll be times that these refs don't pay attention. So,
right, yeah.
So the fact that someone don't pay attention, that puts me in the predicament of making these crucial calls. I didn't want to, but it's the best I could do because of what I saw.
Right.
Right? But once again, some of these crucial calls were actually against his favor. So I can see how mad he is. But I already thought that guy was going to blow my head out. I already thought that he's going to pick me up. Like, yo, you man, let's go outside right now. You know, I'm thinking these big threats.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that, yo, what would a big guy say to a little guy?
Thinking the worst.
I'm thinking the worst, right? I'm thinking, damn, yo, this guy's gonna bully me just because I made his calls, and I'm just doing my job. But then I got to know him in person, and he's a real sweet guy. It's opposite what I thought about. It would just at that moment, like when you first meet people at the first time, you look at them in a different expression. Like you feel like, okay, this guy looks crazy, but really he's not.
Yeah.
Or this guy looks nice, but really he's crazy.
Right.
So you're not really sure what this person is really about.
Yeah, because Eugene's been away on assignment. He's overseas right now, so very rarely does he come back. Maybe like a week or two out of every single year. Mm-hmm. So maybe that time that he joined the tournament, it was only like that small span he's there. He barely gets to play, so he's extra competitive. Of course, he wants to win. So I mean, how do you play from your point of view? Was he a strong player?
Yeah, man. One thing that caught my attention about him was that serve he has, especially in small ball. You know how hard it is to ace that ball on small ball because it has a different bounce, and that ball is hard like a rock.
Hell yeah.
So, but he was hitting that ball hard. I never see anybody hit harder than him, in my opinion. So far, for all the greatest players I've seen that play small ball, I've seen nobody hit hard as him.
Yo, I remember when I was at a Pomanock tournament, Eugene joined the C doubles, and every time he hit the big ball, everyone was like, yo, what they feed that kid? I was like, what? What they feed that kid?
Matter of fact, he was doing it in my tournament too one time. I threw a Park Wars open singles, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was one of the players I actually invited.
Oh, shit.
He shows up and he tries Big Blue, just to give it a try.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, and he's hitting that ball Mach 20.
Mach 20.
Mach 20. I'm talking about people was like, what the hell this guy was hitting? Like what the guy, like what the hell this guy is eating? He was hitting the ball so hard, bro. Like you could hear it from a distance. I'm like, wow, man.
Eugene would be a really good player if he wasn't overseas. If he had more time to play, he probably wouldn't be making those faces or making scary people, because if he really is missing by like a sliver where like it's literally a line ref away from making the correct call, then he's already pretty damn good. I got you, Eugene. I got you. I know you're okay.
Don't worry about it. Eugene, I like you too, brother.
There you go. You're an A player now, Book.
Now you're the man, you know. Even though you feel otherwise, but you know, you're better than what you think.
Exactly. So let me ask you, do you like rally scoring more after hearing about it, or do you like the traditional style of handball?
I like both.
You like both?
I like both.
So for Wallball Universe, what's your cup of tea? Like, how would you want to run it?
Honestly, both. I'll remind both actually. I just like the rally scoring because it's faster and like. No, it's quicker. I feel like rally scoring. I feel like you're more focused because you can't afford these errors. Because if you mess up on defense, that's a point. You mess up on offense, it's a point. Mm-hmm. So no matter what you do, it's a point, and the game's pretty fast. Yeah. But luckily about that, you know, like I know it's a fast game, so that's where you do best 2 out of 3, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like that. Kind of like tennis, multiple sets.
Yeah.
You know.
So I like about that because we don't normally do that in New York because we do like a regular game, like you only score on offense.
Right.
But with it, if you go West Side or LSCs, rally scoring has always been their thing.
Right.
But have you noticed that how the West Side people, they play so good and sharp because even though they go for it because they're a point. Us, in this rules, without rally scoring, we mess up. Don't sweat it, because we're fine, because we know that's not a point. But over there, different pressure. Yeah. I went last year, right? And I played in the Campbell tournament. A classic Campbell tournament.
Shout out to Wallball Worldwide.
Yes. Hosted by Wallball Worldwide by Jay Sanchez and Carlos Torres. Right? These guys are amazing hosts.
Right.
And hopefully I'll be there again this year. So they do it every year. And I decided to give it a shot this year. They throw 3 wall and 1 wall. Mm-hmm. Both events in one day. Great event. Everybody supported. Great tournament. But in their mindset, it's all about rally scoring. So it's different pressure. Only few New York players came over to visit, like myself, Taiwan, PlayStation. Got people like Wally, who won the year before that. So they're all familiar with the rhyme scoring stuff.
Right.
But we got used to playing offense and not defense. So the mindset and our pressure was different for us. So now we can't do certain serve because we're not fully accurate with our serve.
Mm-hmm.
We're only accurate if it's not in that rule. These guys, they don't care. They go for it, they're used to it, and they shoot.
They're so used to that pressure right off the bat.
They're not. Like, that day, they pulled some major upsets. Like, luckily, thank God, it was best 2 out of 3 because I played some guy first round, or second round, I believe, and he beat me on his first game. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, damn, I'm about to get snagged. If you know what snag means like an upset. So I didn't want to lose with an upset against some player that barely plays one wall.
Yeah.
And the guy played pretty good. I'm like, damn, next time I can't miss. Next time I gotta be on point.
Yeah.
But luckily I won those last 2 games, so that was literally a wake-up call for me. But I was the only one who lost first games. Like, you got other top players like Taiwan who lost his first game to one of the Cali guys. Like, the mindset was different. Like, it was so much pressure that we had to change our serves. Like, we couldn't do our punch serve. Taiwan couldn't do his pee-wee serves. It was so much pressure. But it helped me play more focus.
Yeah, I really enjoy 3-wall a lot. I think 3-wall big ball is like one of the coolest fucking sports I ever played. I mean, within handball itself. Yeah. It's the rallies last longer. It really tests your stamina and capabilities of endurance. Because that's what handball is all about. It's about your endurance. And in 1-wall, the difference between 1-wall and 3-wall for me, I think, is in 1-wall, if you're significantly better than the other opponent, then there's no running involved. And not even for your opponent. It's just serve, kill, and that's it. But even in 3-wall, there is some type of chance that a C player or B player can snag a game against an A player, because if you have good stamina and endurance and you can always run for the shot, if the A player is not on point, because killing the ball on 3-wall is not as easy as killing the ball on 1-wall. So that element of the game makes it a rally type of game, you know?
What I like about 3-wall is that I like the volleys. Like these guys can volley all day because you can't hit the ball out because the ball is 3 walls right there, so it's less common the ball could be out, you know. But not every court has same value size of 3-wall, right? But for what I've seen so far, is someone's volleys.
Yeah.
But it's tough because in that game you gotta have strategy to beat these people, because there's certain walls you hit the ball around. There's certain shots you gotta help. This is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I can't even say it. It was so many things to
yeah.
Like, you have to adjust it. You have to follow the ball wherever the ball is going. You gotta follow it. That is all about pace. And also you have to move away from your opponent's shots. You can't stay still. And 1-wall, you have to stay still. So it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's fun, even though it's long volleys, even though it's long way to figure out how to win the game, it's fun. But I've always been a 1-wall guy.
You always been a 1-wall guy?
Yeah, I love 1-wall. I like the ideas. 1-wall, don't wall, and you like 3-wall. You don't have to worry about the ball out because the wall's right there, so to protect you, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But 1-wall, you have to be on point. Like, makes you more focused. The wall almost right there. It helps you better with your aims.
Yeah.
It's less volleys. It's not as much volleys as 3-wall, but
so you can play more games without dying out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You play 4-wall at all?
I did one time actually.
Uh-huh.
I did one at Massachusetts.
Oh.
Way harder than 3-wall. You think 3-wall's hard? 4-wall's even harder. Because now you got the wall in the back and the wall in the ceiling.
I love 4-wall. That was the first handball game that I was good at.
Man, and those things, you must have certain whips, because I don't got that. Because those things, they're not meant for stiff hand players like myself.
But didn't you play ace ball in high school or no?
I did. That's what I did.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't a whipper in ace ball?
I didn't know there was small ball back then because me growing up, I've always been a big blue player.
Right.
So I thought big blue was the only part of handball that ever existed. I didn't know there was front ball. I didn't know there was pump ball. I didn't know there was any type of form of handball. All I knew was that there was big blue. So in high school, my brother told me about joining a team because my brother was one of the best players there, but he never told me there was small ball. I'm like, there's a handball team? I'm pumped up. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna beat these kids. They're not gonna see it coming, and they're gonna be stressed when they see me, right? I feel like after I was a kid, I thought that I was one of the best players out there because my high school, I literally beat 99% of the players there. The only one I couldn't beat was my brother.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was the only one I couldn't beat.
Right.
But still, it's better than not being nobody.
Right.
So I knew that would be second best. So my brother had dropped out because he was failing his classes. There's policies that you fail classes you can't play.
We had a couple issues with that.
I respect that, and I think that's the best way of disciplining these kids.
Exactly.
So I understand that, I understand that policy. But luckily, I was one of the good kids, so
you maintained.
I maintained. So, but I always want to try it, whatever. So I got my physical done. I got checked up and make sure I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm set to play, and all came clear. All of a sudden, I see this lady who she was like a substitute teacher that's volunteering just by doing her job, and she was part of coach, and she didn't know a thing or two of handball.
No.
She was doing it for the money. For facts. So she gave us these gloves. I'm like, I don't need gloves. It's big blue. The hell?
Ha!
So this lady gave us a big blue handball to train for a past month. So after school, we always train big blue.
Oh my goodness.
So
Doomed.
Until our first game, I played my first game. We faced University Neighborhood. My school was called Norman Thomas High School, but that school don't exist no more.
Damn.
So we faced that team, and that was one of the hardest teams in that division. They were definitely number 1, number 2 in that division. My team was first team.
You have any big names from those schools that you remember that we might know?
I didn't play him at that time because he stopped playing after I got in.
Uh-huh.
But the one I played at school, the only one was from that school I played against was Ray Boss.
Ray Boss.
So if you know who that is, he's one of those undercover, but he's a real A player, and he's a real killer.
Yeah.
He just don't take it much seriously as other players do because he'll tell you why, but I don't think he's motivated because I don't think he want to deal with this whole politics of tournaments. He's not really a fan of that.
Yeah.
So it's okay, but that man was a machine. But luckily he stopped playing before I got involved because I'm not gonna lie, it was going to be bad for me. That kid was really good for his age.
Yeah, he was.
He was a monster. But without doubt, even without him, his whole squad were nasty. Every player could play. It was like Team Nuggets is playing against the Golden States. That's how it was. That's how it was. It was bad. Like, think of it as a regular team facing the Team All-Stars.
Yeah.
That's how good they were. The worst player was still better than us.
On the high school team?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Because they have these certain positions you could do. There's first singles, second singles.
Right.
There's first doubles. Usually the whack players play the second doubles.
Yep.
The best ones usually play singles.
Or first doubles, because that's like, you need to win that too.
First doubles, right? But mostly, no, it's not about just doubles. It's basically to win that game. You have to win with the most points.
You gotta win 3. You gotta win 3 out of 5, right?
I think so, yeah. 3 out of 5. The most points wins the whole game, right? So, but still.
You're training Big Blue, though.
I'm training Big Blue, and I finally see a small ball. I'm like, the hell is this? Right? Mind you, my team was corrupted, like literally. Worst coach, she put the worst player in first singles, the best player in second doubles, which is myself, and got some regular players playing for second singles.
You know, it's called stacking. You're not even allowed to do that in the PSAL. You know, it's called stacking.
My coach didn't know how to win. I already knew it for a fact. She did it for the money. So I was like, damn, you were disgraceful, man.
Oh, that's so disappointing, honestly.
So I'll never forget it, right? My first game, we was the first game up, right? And some ref gives us these small ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's this? They said it's handball.
Why is it so heavy?
I'm like, excuse me, this is not a handball, it's a rock.
Yeah.
Like, where's the big blue at? We gotta use this glove. I'm sorry. They say you have to use that ball. I'm like, so that explains the gloves.
Yep.
I'm like, crap, I didn't even train with the gloves. Mind you, I was never taught how to whip the ball. I was never taught how to not hurt my hand.
Set up for failure.
It was bad. And there was no strategy of winning small ball. Because the bounce is different, bounce high, it hooks. If that ball is going ace, it's a guaranteed ace. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's definitely opposite of Big Blue. I played my first ever game. If you couldn't believe what was going on the first game I played. It was like 21-1.
No, bro.
So when you play, you play only 2 games.
Yeah.
That's it per game. I replayed game 2. 21-0. I was so mad that I called the guy who beat me singles.
In Big Blue.
And the guy who beat me small ball, I barely beat him in Big Blue. Barely. I'm like, damn, I suck.
Barely.
So, and in that division in my high school handball team in Manhattan, every school had Asians. Every school never failed. I haven't seen that one team had no Asians. Every player were Asians, right? But they all called ball. They all nasty. They all could have been A players.
Straight up.
Except my Asian. My Asian was the worst of worst.
You're not alone. Even in Cardozo, we're like 95% Asian there. And a lot of them can ball. No, not gonna lie, a lot of them can fucking ball. Big Blue.
Yeah.
But when it comes to small ball, the Asians that joined that team, they weren't dominant. It's so crazy.
I'm looking like, damn, they go freaking play.
They can play.
And I'm looking at my Asian friend like,
what happened to you, bro?
Yo, bro. I'm like, bro, why you want to play this for? I'm like, bro, you don't need to play, bro. They're gonna embarrass you.
Yeah.
But he wanted to play because he wanted to play.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro. But at least be good, man. We have the worst Asian on our team.
I was gonna say Eugene's the worst on the Dozo handball team.
No,
but he carried the torch, man. He was third singles and first singles. He went undefeated for a couple years when he played. That dude, Eugene's a monster.
Eugene would have spot him point game and beat him.
Seriously?
That's how bad he was playing.
Eugene, you gotta get back into it, bro.
The way you have that serve, trust me, no kid's beating you. Especially at that time.
Why isn't there more Asian A players?
I think they still are. I don't think it's not the Asian, just the kids itself. I don't think a lot of kids are not playing small ball anymore because...
But not even small ball, like Big Blue also. I mean, we have a few... We have Mike the guy who's an A player. We have Gary who just got his A card. You have Han who's a legend who got his A card a long time ago. Who else is there?
Maybe because...
9. We have 9.
Maybe because they were disciplined different. Maybe they realized that handball was not a very big sport. I don't know. Maybe they already had plans before, handball was going to be big one day, Who knows? But they had other backup plans. They probably, who knows? Or they could probably do it for a hobby. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody did it just for the love of the game.
Because there's a lot of them that just play at parks recreationally. Like 162 was Asian-dominated park. A lot of good players. But, they don't like joining tournaments. They don't care about the A card or, anything about that in general.
I'm not sure it's an Asian thing, but I don't know. Everybody's not that motivated. They should go that they have their own friends that joins.
Yeah.
They probably do it just for them. If I don't know. most of them are very close with their people, like the people that they're around with. Like if it's from that park, whoever was from that park, that's the ones you're gonna be with. If they join it and then they get picked up, they'll do it because they're boys.
Yeah, right.
But and not just Asians, we all go through that, you know. Myself, you, like me, like the first time I joined tournaments was because I found that from my park, and the first time I joined was held in my park, so I did it just to rep my park.
Yeah.
So I ain't do it for no reasons. I ain't do it to get my A card. Like at the time, I wasn't even thinking like that. I was thinking about just playing,
And repping your park.
just repping my park.
Straight up.
I did it all that for bragging rights.
Yeah.
Even though it was a bragging right, it was money. First.
That's right. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I want to give it a shot just for experience. Was I nervous? Pfft, man,
course.
I was shaking my boots.
Probably. Yeah, right.
I was shaking my boots.
Probably shitting yourself.
Yeah, and on the inside, bro.
Shit.
But it was good experience, but definitely different mindset. Cause I feel like in tournaments you gotta be focused. You gotta really shake those nerves out really fast because if not, these players gonna run over you.
They're gonna eat you alive. So you're going to Florida tomorrow, right?
I am.
So what? Do you know who you're playing first round?
I'm not. Oh, actually, I'm not there for the tournament, but I'm here because they're having the B doubles, Florida versus the Worlds, for the females and for the guys. So I'm actually here to support my girlfriend Leslie.
Aw, isn't that cute, guys? Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome, baby. I love you.
Who's she playing with? Doubles?
Yeah, it's a doubles tournament, and she's playing with Angelica.
Okay.
Last year they played and they came second place.
That means she got to win this one.
That's the plan.
Right.
But unfortunately, she had an accident last week.
No.
She hurt her eye playing handball at Cerrigo.
Get out of here.
Yeah, one of the players hit the eye and made her eye blurry.
Blurry?
Like she couldn't see no vision.
How'd that happen? Forward swing, follow through. I mean, I've never heard of that happen.
I forgot what she said, but something about a partner served the ball, and when she looked, the opponent returned it back hard, and the ball went directly to her eye and hit her right in the socket.
Oh man!
So,
Les?
So people thought that maybe it should be fine, but when I saw her eye, it was
black and blue.
It was red.
Red,
swollen. Like the blood. You could see the blood.
Oh my god!
Like in the vessels, it was just bad.
So what she do? She had to make a small slit to let the blood drain out.
So at the moment, I know what to do. So I asked questions.
Right.
And I told her, can you see in your eye? She said, maybe I cannot see.
Oh.
I said, from 1 to 10, how bad is it? She said 10. I said, guys, game over. I'm taking her to the hospital. So people was like, oh, she'll be fine. Just ice her eye. She'll be okay. Oh. But something telling my gut that, I don't know, it don't feel right.
It's not that simple just to ice it away.
I've been there. I've been in the eye before, and my vision goes away like a certain amount of time. But her vision was still blurry, and it wasn't going away. The fact that she couldn't see, that's a red flag. And her eyes are red. So she's panicking. I'm panicking. I'm trying to make her feel like, it's going to be okay. Let's go to the doctor to make sure. But, luckily, the doctor said she's going to be fine. But she got to go through this follow-up to make sure that nothing worse happens to her eye. And as of right now, she can't play as much because of her eye. So she can't do a lot of movement, like direction.
Like left to right.
Handball, you play, you have to look. And that can affect the vision.
Damn. That's crazy. Well, I'm praying for you, Les. We're all rooting for you to get better. That's very unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, but she is getting better.
Yeah.
She's starting to see little by little. She says she's 85-90% better. So that's great. So we just hope that she's fully healed.
Yeah, right.
But she feels confident, and I feel confident with her because I'm the boyfriend, and I'll always support you.
I'm the boyfriend. This is the comeback,
Yes.
From a very bad injury.
So if she decides to lose tomorrow for tournaments, it's okay. I understand. Just because that's going to delay her game.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, she said that it's not gonna stop me from not going to Florida because I want to enjoy my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Time, so
Yeah.
she made me realize, you know what? It's not about just to play tournaments, but also have a good time. It's Florida. It's nice weather.
Exactly.
You want to land on the beach. You want to hold hand with your girlfriend. Go a nice little bro walk, right?
Do like a little biking on the boardwalk.
No biking,
right?
whatever. Or like going to some restaurants,
Hell
something.
yeah.
You know, hanging out with some friends, going to some party and something.
Yo.
Like,
you just reminded me. You told me that you went to the Minnesota Fair, right?
I did. Biggest fair
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I think it's the second largest festival I've been to, a fair I've been to. It was big. No lie, we got lost. Like I'm like, I was so caught up trying to look for. I was curious. So I'm like, oh, what's that over there? And I'm checking all these places, and they have rides there. We had like little arcade games. People, they made homemade corn. One of the best corn I ever had in my life.
Yo.
The best corn ever. And if that happened again, I will go there for corn. That's how good it is.
When I spoke to Quinn, I asked him, I said, when are you hosting the event this time? Because I told him that the tournament that he had clashed with the Campbell tournament. And, maybe some players might want to come out to Minnesota if it's not clashing with California.
Please, different date.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to Minnesota this year.
They said 100% is going to be a different date. He already told me it's going to be maybe sometime, I think in August, he said. But
August is the same thing as Campbell.
Campbell?
Same thing. Because if do late August, then the same day as Minnesota.
Well, they know what date they had last year, but they basically said like a week later from that.
So
like that.
Every year they do it the same year, same month, and the same exact week.
Yep.
They always do it on the last week of August.
Exactly.
So 3 years straight, Cali and Minnesota have to do the same event at the
Last week of
same
August.
month and the same week.
August 27, 28. Yep.
Always.
Alright.
Never fails.
Never fails. But it's definitely going to happen. But I don't see the problem is when they do host a tournament, they're not going to have the fair there because the fair is that week also when Campbell happens. And Campbell, you don't want to miss Campbell. That was one of my favorite events, honestly. Regardless of the injury, I still got my bad boy right here.
Nice.
Thank you guys. Appreciate that. But shoot. So, have you went overseas for any tournaments?
Never.
Never?
I'm planning to this year. I've been trying to work on my passport, but lately I've been flaking on it. But recently I just joined a team Puerto Rico, and they want me to get more involved in LCs.
There we go.
Shout out to people who's out there like Xander. He's one of the co-founders of the foundations. The most veteran team Puerto Rico was Herman. He's been out there in Team Puerto Rico.
Hold it.
He is all hold it. Yes, hold it. He's all about Puerto Rico, man. Like anything to do with Puerto Rico, he's all in for it. He's one of the most popular international player in the world. So the fact that he got me involved is an honor, and I can't wait to have my journey with him.
Yeah, Herman's a beast, bro. Herman's a beast. I love Herman. We had a great time when we went to London together. Oh my god. That's the only international tournament I ever been to was the London one, and that's when I was dealing with my H. pylori with the stomach bacteria, the infection of the small intestine. I really want to do Valencia. I see so many awesome stories and pictures from people who go. Like, it's beautiful over there. Amsterdam's coming up. Dave wanted me to play with him from Minnesota. He called me and he said, yo, you want to play next week? Because it's like right around the corner. And I was like, dude, I have a shoulder tear. I can't play for like a minute. He said, oh man, forget about the shoulder tear, man. Just play through it. I'm like, bro, it's not that easy to play through it. And like when you go to one of these tournaments, you want to play your absolute best. You don't want the players anywhere, when you have a sense of pride, that they feel like they're better than you when you have only one arm. And it's like, not even your one arm is 100% yet. There's no way you want to do that. You're going to put yourself in a weird situation. So I'm not sure who he's playing with. I know he's going 100%. And like, it's Amsterdam, dude. You could do anything in Amsterdam.
Dave Schiller is one of the best players in Minnesota, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
He's definitely the number one player over there.
And he has a lot for handball.
And the first time I played him was at his home park at Clayland Park at St. Paul, Minnesota. And I played him in the finals. But before I played in the finals, we had like a regular scrimmage game. So I was playing a few games before the event actually happened, and that guy was giving me the work. I said, damn, this guy's pretty good. And on top of that, he's a lefty. I hate lefties. I feel like every lefty's play good against me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm cursed or something, right?
Cursed.
Oh, man. But that man could ball. He was telling me that, I spot Kadeem 15. I had Kadeem 15 zip in nationals. Basa lost though. I'm like, damn, if you score 15.
I watched that game.
If you have 15 for someone who played Minnesota, that means you're up there. And he was scoring that day he scored a lot of points on me. I will say without doubt, that was the hardest game I played in Minnesota was against Dave. So he come the first one. Well, he called me a few points, but luckily I won because of my experience. But it took a lot of me just beat him because he was very focused. He was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he wanted to win so bad.
Yeah.
But I want him to earn it. So I saw him a year later. And I seen him in the finals again in part 2. But this time I came more prepared. I'm like, yo, not this time.
Not this time, Dave. Sorry, brother.
Game 2. That one I play more aggressive, I play more smarter, and also I study his game. So
yeah, right. You probably had some people recording, so you're able to watch it again and see like what you did wrong or what benefited him that normally doesn't benefit other people from New York who are righties. And dude, that's why I'm so proud of the win when I had against him because Dave is not a pushover. He's a great player, and I think he'll give a lot of top Bs over here, and maybe some A players that are not on point. Like, he'll do some damage. To score 15 points on Kadeem when Kadeem was actually playing at his prime, where he won King of the Courts and he was winning great tournaments, like, that's no fucking joke. Like, that's no fucking joke at all. So when you hear other people say, oh, bro, you only won because none of these A players joined, like, bro, like, if Dave Schiller was there, or, like, one of the best players from their state was there, and they give A players the whop or a hard time in New York when they come here, and there's no home field advantage. They don't know nobody here, right? And they still do that well. You got to give props to these guys. These guys are great fucking players. They just don't have all the attention because it's not big where they're from. But if they were in New York, you best believe they're gonna have a good audience watching and keep an eye and supporting these guys. Great fucking players.
Yeah.
And Quinn and Dave, they shared great stories about how, people call handball jailball. But that's where Dave said he learned to play. It kept him out of trouble. It kept him in shape. He's a huge advocate for the sport. He does a lot of things for the handball community where he's from. He travels a lot. He's very polite, respectable, and like what you said, he has a lot of heart and he plays really hard and he's a great player. You can't judge a book by its cover ever, no matter where they're from or anything.
It's true. And the fact that these players out there, they look up to us, and New York players. So that's why they do all of this to make sure we go over there and show support because, and the way they see it, the way we don't see it is that they do it because they want to play the best. They want to bring exposure in other states because they want to make handball a big sport.
That's
and
right.
that is the main goal in handball right now. That one of us is going to do it one day. Whether it's us, whether it's people from other states or different countries, someone will take it seriously. And the fact that Dave, Sheila, and Quinn from their organization are making it happen, like they're gonna try to change things up in Minnesota. That one day something good is gonna happen to them, and they'll probably create a big event. It's gonna attract so many people around the world.
It's gonna be huge because in Minnesota in general, in 2018 they hosted the World Handball event, the Worlds is once every 3 years that they host, and certain countries take turns hosting it. So Minnesota it seems to be anyway, like a prime spot to have great tournament venues. So I do see it growing. I mean, it definitely grew every year.
They're also motivated because they had their first A player in Minnesota, myself. So I'm very honored with that. And the energy over there is amazing, man.
Yeah.
These crowds will cheer for you no matter who you are. They'll always show you love. These guys will get the ball for you, and the ball could be a block away. They'll go and get that ball. They'll get the ball the way they get that ball in tennis. You know,
the
tennis.
Ball boys when they run.
Yeah, they run and get the ball. I got it. It's like them over
You want a
there.
towel? You want a beer? Dude, the hospitality, ridiculous. I love those guys out there.
Great people, man. Like, I love going every year there. They make you feel like your family. They make you feel comfortable, and they'll make you have fun. Well, they make you feel like life is great. That's what I love about Minnesota. That's why to this day, if they would ask me which place has the best crowds, it'll be them.
Without a doubt. And shout out to Mike, by the way. Have you met Mike out there?
Which Mike?
Big Mike. He has he actually hosts a tournament in Minnesota once a year. It's a 4-wall event, small ball. They have a nice club out there. They have good sponsors. Every year, he gets special products or merchandise that's specifically geared just for the winners or the finalists or something like that. Very awesome guy. He's very knowledgeable about the sport. He's been involved with it for a very long time, and he helps out with Steve Johnson's from over there. Shout out to Steve Johnson. A lot of guys in Minnesota actually they're really big on 4-wall. Minnesota's a huge 4-wall state for 4-wall sport for the state. 1-wall is quite new, which is they're getting more involved with it. As you can see, it's growing every single year. That's so cool to see. We're slowly expanding, and I know it's so funny. Like when I started getting more involved with social media, like when TikTok first came out, for example, I posted a couple videos that I had on YouTube that Tense Fighters had posted and some replays from some beat doubles that I joined, and I got over 500,000 views on some of the TikTok videos. And you got people from all kinds of different states saying, "Yo, man, where do I play that sport? I'm over here in Georgia." And you got all these people that know and love the game, but they have no way of playing it, where to go watch, like who the players are, who they want to support. And it's bizarre to me because it really gets you thinking. We are in our own little shell. Like all of us right now who are watching this, wherever you're from, you have your own little shell niche of people. You all know each other. Everybody plays. Everybody's name, first and last. Like you know everything about each other. Like, what makes you tick? What makes you laugh? What shows you like what food you want? Like all the little things. So there's a whole world out there of people that played the game or loved the game, but you've never seen them before in your life. There's probably millions of people out there like that. Millions. When there was a statistic that came out for pickleball where they had an app, 38 million users.
Wow.
Dude, I never even heard of pickleball until recently. Like a lot of people. And it's like, where the fuck did 38 million people even come from user-wise to have on an app on a phone where obviously it's legitimate because you can't just make an account on an app. You have to have your phone number and name attached and verification. Like they're not going to just have 50 million people of the same person. No way, no how.
Right.
And when it comes down to sponsors and everything, they check this stuff to see if the data is correct. Mm-hmm. So handball, in my opinion, is identical. It's identical. We were around longer. We had a professional setting back in the 30s, 40s, 50s. People wearing suit and tie. Fox 5 News with the big cameras and all that. But it was for 4-wall, small ball. So the fact that whole demographic of people played handball, but we don't know how to reach them, how to contact them. They don't know how to, vice versa for them. Look at pickleball, 38 million people. You telling me there's not 10 million people that played handball that's alive right now today? Of course not. but how are we gonna reach them? How are we gonna do that?
Right.
You know, like that's the big like question. Like, how are we gonna do that, David? What do you think?
I would say advertising more. I think that's what they're doing, but they also bring fun to it, and I feel like that's grab people's attentions. Like, if they see a bad image, they won't do it. But if we show some positive feedback about the sport, as a great sport for people, that it's all about having fun, and you just enjoy it just because what it brings out of you. Like, those are the feelings, and there's certain styles. You could do a lot with that sport. There's a lot of diving, a lot of battle. Come on, you don't want to see a battle. It's a great battle.
Yeah.
And there's no equipment, just your hands. Image to be on shape. Your body is more sharp. Like, when you feel old, it makes you feel young when you play. And that's what I like about handball. It keeps you young.
Have you seen like the 80-year-olds and 70-year-olds play handball?
Yes.
You've seen them, right?
All the time.
Crazy shape.
All the time.
They hit hard too.
They could be crippled, man. They'll play because it makes them feel young, and it makes them happy because of what they did in the past. So it brings a lot of memories.
Yeah.
So I don't care how old you are. You could start playing for 20 years. Trust me, that one slap is gonna bring back
That
memories.
one slap.
That's gonna bring good memories.
That belongs on a t-shirt. That one slap. Yo, I'd cop. Oh shit. It was my first time. Matt Kruger and Quinn were telling me about the 3-wall nationals in Chicago, and Ohio, Toledo, and I met a lot of older gentlemen that told me crazy stories, dude. Like this one guy, I don't want to say his name, for privacy reasons, right? But he said that his wife was very supportive of him playing handball, and there was one year for his birthday where she pretty much rented out, or she did something with an RV for them to travel cross country playing all the handball tournaments that was ever hosted for that whole year. And I was like, holy crap, like where'd you go? And he was telling me, well, we have our own section in Northeast. We have Tennessee, like he's naming it. And he's like, after that, we go down to the South, and then we got that. And he's an older gentleman, so they played mostly small ball back then. But it's just, I'm just sitting there listening to him. I'm fascinated. The fact that people can, like, in a sense, back then, kind of travel, live on the road, and just play handball. I mean, in essence, that's kind of what other pro athletes do in their sport. They're always on the road, and they're always competing and always training and playing. So that was pretty cool. And I know, for those of you who don't know, that tournament in particular is one of the oldest standing tournaments that the United States Handball Association has been hosting, with great sponsors, great support and backing, and an awesome community. For 3-wall, they have 1-wall now as well. Big ball, small ball, singles, doubles, and they have a bunch of divisions.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's true. That's why I love handball. I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion why they love certain sports, but I just like the battle. I just like the idea. I like that you could do a lot with your hands.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, where the ball's coming to you, your hand, you have the control of doing whatever you want in the wall. You could hook it, you could spike it, you could kill it, you could hit the ball hard or soft, or any kind of speed level you want to hit it. Like, the world is in your hands,
The world's in your hands.
That's how it feels. And you feel like you could do whatever you want with it. That's how I put it. Yeah.
So you're more of a power player, you would say? Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the battle, the diving. I'm not gonna lie, it's not wrong. Trash talking, it makes it more fun. It brings in more best out of you.
Yeah.
Trust me, we're not perfect. Every sport's not perfect. Every sport argues.
Yeah, of course.
Basketball, like everything argues. Everything. I'm sorry, everybody argues. So, it's not perfect, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It grabs the crowd's attention.
And just the sound of the ball, just the sound of it is
The
so
way
like,
it sounds, man.
so nostalgic.
Like when you hear that little pop on the wall
Right.
because of a certain amount of power, it makes you want to hit the ball even harder.
Yeah, that's why people get injured. They want to hear that ball sounding crispy.
Man. I'm pretty sure there were several occasions you broke a handball.
Oh yeah, I'm not alone. We've been through a lot at the park. They don't last forever.
You know. But it makes you feel great when you break a handball. Like, wow, I feel so strong.
I feel so strong.
My
Wow.
God.
Yeah. All the training paid off.
Wow, it must have been a 50 push-up a day I did. 50 push-ups.
In one swing.
Yeah, probably the pull-ups. You know, like things like that. You know, like I don't know, I just like the idea.
Who's your rival right now? Who's the Sasuke to your Naruto?
There's few. You know, I don't really have rivalries, but the ones I usually see in tournaments is usually Taiwan. Taiwan's the main one we see. Most time he beats me because he's more experienced and right now he's a better player. Mm-hmm. He's been in the game for a long time, so he's been facing all the top players. I never had the opportunity. All the players that were good back then, you know, Taiwan had the chance to.
That's true. He's got that little bit of edge to him.
He's been in the game because he got involved with people at an
early age.
So I never had that. I got involved very late.
So who do you think Taiwan's rival is?
In singles, I feel like the most guy he will be concerned about is
Tavo.
Just because he's top 2 of the best singles players. So right now, based on experience and the way they look on the court, their performances, those two are the most consistent players in singles because they did things that most people couldn't do.
Yeah.
The only one that can still keep up with them, but right now he's hurt, but he's still fighting through it, is Timbo.
Right.
Because before Timbo Taiwan, before there was Tavo and Taiwan and Tavo, there was Timbo. Timbo was literally dominating the whole game.
The most dominant, yeah.
He is the recent last dominant player in this era. Before him, there was Rookie. But that man was beating players without serve. And you got guys like Taiwan, who has amazing pee-wee serve.
Right.
You got Gio with amazing hooks.
Right.
You got Dava with his low hook serves.
True.
So you have all these amazing serves that most people cannot handle. But Timbo is the only one that could handle it because he's so focused. He was so in shape. His IQ was on point. He was very consistent. His game was sharp. And he don't miss. And his power is ridiculous. I've seen him break so many players that most people couldn't do. It's the way he played. He's phenomenal. And he's very smart.
So what do you think Timbo's weakness was when he was at his prime? Like watching him play. Like,
It was hard to say because there was less weakness about him. Like you got to be real consistent with him.
Like basically kill lower,
run
faster,
more focus.
Yeah, right.
Like with Timbo, you can't miss.
Right. You can't afford.
Same thing with Rookie. Him, you can't miss. Like they barely have certain weakness. Yes, we human. We all lose. But these guys at that caliber, at that level, and the way they were at the time, these guys wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
They'll play pound to pound. They'll hit corners. They was consistent. And like I said, the key word was dominance. These guys were the men to beat. That's why if it wasn't a Rookie, there would have been no Timbo. If it was for Timbo, there wouldn't have been no Tavo and Taiwan.
So what do you think Taiwan's weakness is?
Well, after learning his weaknesses, I noticed that a lot of these hook players be catching him. Because he's a stiff hand player. And I realized that because I be playing people whips and they be getting me too. So I get jammed up. Because they have a hook, so you're a stiff hand player. So all you can do is this.
So that's kind of your weakness too.
Right? So if the ball is hooked to me, I'm going for a shot and it hooks me to my chest it'll be hard for me to hit it because I'm very stiff-handed. Timbo could do that. He could move around and hook it back. There's certain forms that we can do based on certain hits that come to us. So one was that. A lot of stiff-hand players, they really hate playing over their hands here. They're not that good here. Anywhere under here, we're dangerous. Guys like me, Taiwan, Nazir.
Like a pendulum.
Yes.
You know, the swing's like a pendulum.
Yes.
Nice, sturdy, straight, stable.
Yes.
Yeah. Hover balls.
Yes, for sure. Okay. I hope we get a quick break because my wife keep calling me.
Cut. All right. And we're back. You know what they say, guys. Happy wife, happy life, right? Yeah. So we're back, and we are coming down towards the end of the show. I don't want to keep it too long. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot of follow-up episodes together. Yes. We're gonna hear about how your trip went in Florida when you go, yes. And we're gonna hear about the results and how Leslie's feeling with her eye. Hopefully, it's gonna be 100% when you guys are finishing up your trip while you guys are over there. Mm-hmm. So I guess let's close it off with a couple more questions. What's the next tournament that you're going to be joining and playing in?
After Florida, the next tournament is going to be held at A1, hosted by Castle Hill. They have an open doubles invitational, and then that's on the 4th of February. And then 2 weeks from that tournament, they have an open singles, and that's I'm more prepared for that because I love singles.
Yeah, and the other one's doubles.
There's doubles. That's the first one, and singles the one I'm actually getting ready for.
Who you playing with in the doubles?
I'm playing with Ant. They call everybody knows him as Mega Man.
Oh, Mega Man! All right, that's gonna be a great team. A good righty-lefty combo too. Wallball Universe, 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
You just broke that barrier right there.
Oh yeah, it was great. You know, because my goal was to have more exposure from handball because I want handball to be out there.
Right.
You know, lately I'm getting these comments saying that, hey, what sport is this? So I know for a fact I'm doing something right.
That's right.
You know, one thing about social media is that we don't know what's the real content, right? But so far my content's getting certain exposures. People are watching it from my short reels and my lives, videos, anything that's going on YouTube. Every day I'm posting it up. I'll be going live very soon on the day of the tournament, so stay tuned on my live channel.
Wallball.
So, Wallball Universe is my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe and share it. Let your friends know about this channel. The only way to make handball grow, if you guys hit that subscribe button.
That's right. Get more eyes on it.
Yes.
Show the sport out. Damn, that's gonna be exciting, dude. 1,000 subscribers. Next step is 5,000, then 10,000, then 100,000.
For millions.
Then to millions.
That's the goal. That's the major goal. That's the long-term dream.
Let me ask you. So, I know you remember when we met, right?
Yes. The first time we met was at IS-10.
IS-10. 10's finest. Shout out to Phil.
Yes.
It's so crazy how far they've came, right?
They did. And by the time we met, I met Joe. 10 Finals just started his channel. So at the time, his subscriber was less than 100 subscribers at the time. But he was one of the few people that changed the game by coming with this quality and having these replays, certain angles. He did something different that grabbed our attention.
That's right.
And ever since he started posting these things, I already knew he was going to be a big thing. So we was one of the few top players that actually got recorded on his channel, and it came out pretty good.
Yeah, really good. Thank you for that, Phil.
It was it's an honor to be part of your channel.
Yeah.
And hopefully you do more for us for the next 10, 20 years and forever.
And forever. You guys have a big brand. It's going to be huge.
And I remember one time he hit me up. He says, David, when is the Battle of Gladiators? And I told him that's going to be at this day. It's going to be at this place. And he went there. He was the same quality the way he did for me, but he used it in the finals, and it came out so good that I had to share it.
Check out that video on YouTube at 10's Finest. It was Taiwan versus Tavo in the finals, right?
It was Tavo against Miggs.
Oh, Tavo and Miggs, that was a good one too. Check out both those games because 10's Finest did both of those.
I think that was the start of a big exposure that 10 Finest ever got. And when I shared it, they thought that I was 10 Finest. So I don't like taking credit for people's work.
Yeah.
So I told them that, hey, this is some guy. He's from that park. He's the one that's been doing the recordings.
Yeah.
So you want to keep in contact, I'll just tell him to contact him, whatever. Ever since then, he's been around every 20 minutes. He's been going live, recording videos. He's doing reels. He's very popular on Instagram, so you can follow him as Instagram as well.
Yep.
He's doing real good things. Like, he's doing something different. I think he's one of the few people actually inspire me to do more YouTube stuff because I feel like Handball had to go somewhere.
Yep.
So why not start doing YouTube, right? But there are a few other people. There's a few other channels as well. There's so many Handball channels.
Like Kirk's Creations, my man Kirk. He does excellent work too.
He was one of the few. He's one of the guys that actually got out there. But I think he stopped doing Handball for now, and he's focusing more on doing it on his food channels.
Yeah, he's starting his own business. Congratulations, by the way.
Kirk, if you're out there watching, keep doing what you're doing.
That's right. We support you, bud.
Also, I like your foods. Yeah. And then you have some newcomers, like the NYC Handball 4K.
4K, yeah.
He's very similar as 10 Finest, so he's next up and coming. There's another one I'm going to shout out to is some guy named Alejandro. He does Smack the World Entertainment.
Yeah, Smack the World.
He's doing great too. And then you get some few local players that have their own blog, like Amir Vlogs.
That's right.
Now they call Amir Shah. He's one of the top B players right now in this game.
Yeah, I saw him play. He did really well in your tournament.
He's played amazing. Like, he actually won his first big singles in my event.
Nice. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see more of that.
Yep.
I do see the talent. I can see the hunger. I can see the whole dedication.
And keep vlogging. Keep
vlogging. It's good. It's funny. And like and subscribe to his channel, Amir Shah. And my channel, you guys already know, Wallball Universe.
Wallball Universe. So you guys got a good collection of places to go to watch some awesome handball content, without a doubt, and even keep it up with future events at the same time. So I think that's a good place to kind of wrap it up. Dave, I want to thank you for being on the second episode of Just Spike It. My man, And good luck in Florida. Tell Les, I wish her well with her eye and to also kick fucking ass. And we'll follow up in the future episodes. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe.
All right, guys. Later. Thank you, everybody.